Guess what? We are diving deep, we are stretching our minds, and we are feeding our souls with our summer reading list. Today, we are privileged to hear from our very own, a familiar voice, Dante Stewart. Y'all listen in on what he has to say.
For me, I think literature, should make us feel more seen, inspired and protected. I think there's something about like literature, like language, the written language, the spoken language, and things like that for young people and adults, that is to, in some sense, love the child, protect the child, inspire the child, but also love the child and the adult, inspire the child and the adult, protect the child and the adult, because oftentimes we grow up and we kind of lose our love for language because, life gets so real. And I think something about like literature allows us to enter the world that's not our own, so we're giving more of ourselves once we step back into the world we actually live in. We know that education, is the place that we go to explore. It's this place we go to find ourselves. It's the place where we expand our worlds. It's a place where we enter the world of another in hopes that we grow where we're at. If you can ban a book from a child and kind of control a child or a student who will at one day wrestle with questions of like who they are, where they stand in the world, what is going on around them, then you can limit their ability to change the world that they live in. But I feel like we as human beings need to be reading. There is an art to reading. Psychologically, things happen in your brain when you read poetry. Things happen in your brain and your body when you look at films. Anything, whether it's on screen or spoken or written, viewed or spoken or written, it's all language that is meant to help us feel something, see something, to become something greater than what we actually are. Jesus even said, greater things are you to do because I go to my Father. There is a process in which we should be trying to grow and express and become greater. And how do we do that? We oftentimes do that by the language that we hear, the language that we ingest, the language that we protect, and language that we challenge and expand. A lot of that comes from the books that we are reading. So for us, we have to read. And another thing we have to do, we have to buy books. Oftentimes, we don't think about these things in spiritual terms, but Paul in 2 Timothy, it's one of the things I really resonate with. It's like once he got to the end of his journey, there are two things that he really asked for, that he requested in the end. He said, hey, friends, request that my friends come to me and then tell them to bring my books. And I think there's something deeply moving about that when you're in a time of isolation, when you're in a time where you're at the limits of your humanity, when you're at the limits of your existence, when you're in a time where it seems like nothing seems to work and everything is against you and your back is against the wall, I believe that people and books is what are guardians of the soil of our future. They are the gardeners. They are the painters. They are the artists. They are the spiritual leaders. So in this moment, I feel like for us, give me my people, but also give me my books. It's books that's gonna keep us going. It's literacy, it's literature that's gonna keep us going. A lot of us have people, but a lot of us don't have language. We should have both, language and people. That's why we worship and preach. That's why we pray and sing. We need both. We need experience. We also need language.
Thank you so much, Dante, for such a thought-provoking conversation. Y'all remember that they're trying to cover these books up, but the purpose of this reading list is to uncover what they're trying to cover up. So stay tuned as we'll have more conversations, more reflections, and more insights. Thank you for worshiping with us at the historic Tabernacle Baptist Church, a local church making a global impact.